What is going on, guys? The Broken Machine here. Today we're going to be looking into and developing your skills in predicting your opponents. Essentially what we're doing today is beginning to develop your situational awareness. Situational awareness basically means you're aware of what's going on around you. If you've ever seen the movie John Wick, he has exceptional situational awareness. Highly recommend that movie if you haven't seen it. Now this can be a very complicated topic indeed, so for today I'd like to start off with the basics and break the skills needed down into easily digestible chunks that you can easily apply to your own gameplay. Essentially, good enemy prediction is a process of filtering the map in front of you down to the only possible locations where your opponents can come from and using that knowledge to visualize what could happen next. Let's have a look at some of the basics and then a clip of mine that demonstrates this knowledge in action. You need to be using this knowledge I'm giving you today to build the game world inside of your head so you know where you are in it and also where your enemies are and where they could come from. First, we always start off with the basic spawns. Your team spawns on one side of the map, the enemy spawns on the other. With this, you get an idea of the general direction of where the majority of your opponents can come from. So every game you play, think about where you spawned and which side of the map you are facing. The majority of the enemies are going to come from the other side. So don't waste your time looking in pointless directions if you don't need to. Now, of course, this isn't enough. We need more detail, so next we need to start adding in the objectives and who owns them. In this, for example, we have Bravo, enemy team has Alpha, so expect them to be around and come from that area. We should be fairly safe around B. So while you're in game, use that knowledge you've just gained of who owns which objectives and the basic spawns to visualize where the enemies may be. You could go Bravo and be safe there, maybe you could flank A, but you'll be close to their spawn, so be ready to be attacked from there. So that's basic spawns and map control. It's pretty simple, but that's a massive part of enemy prediction. Every game you play, you need to be looking out for this information and use it to influence your decision making. When you spawn in, the minimap and the heads-up display provide even more information to help you predict your opponents. In this example, we have blueberries either side, so maybe we could go in between them and attack our opponents from a different angle. Also, spotted enemies show up on the minimap and heads-up display too, so again, use that information to help you predict your opponent and influence your decision making. Do remember, enemies on a different elevation will look like an outline. So that's 3 basic ways of predicting your opponents. Pretty simple, but that's pretty much a huge chunk of it. The important thing about all this though, and I cannot stress this enough, is make sure you use this knowledge to influence your decision making. Do not be the player that just reacts. You don't have to engage with every enemy you see or come across. If, for example, you see an enemy all the way across the map, maybe a sniper, you don't have to necessarily engage and take them out now. So, basic knowledge, influence. Remember those. Now in the next videos we will look at the more advanced stuff. Today I just wanted to outline the basics, as I do not know where you guys are at or your skill level, and long videos can often be easily forgotten. So hopefully by breaking it down into bite-sized chunks, you guys out there looking to improve your gameplay can learn step by step, and hopefully that way you'll take it all in much more easily and apply it to your own gameplay without much difficulty. Now let's end with a clip that demonstrates all of this knowledge in action and with a few extra more advanced stuff thrown in as well. In this clip, I managed to snipe a player across the map through the smoke as he or she is coming round the corner. A lucky shot, you may say. It is, of course, a little bit lucky, but shots like this and wall bangs I've done plenty of times before, and these kind of shots, they perfectly illustrate good enemy prediction in action. So let's go. Basic spawns, we got B, enemy has A, let's spawn in and attack A. Spawn in, minimap, teammates left and right, fill in the gaps. Quick look at B. Quick movement before we look at A. That's map knowledge there. Open map, stationary players are easy to take out, so keep on moving. Scope in at A, see target, and boom, headshot through the smoke. That's a combination of map knowledge and I guess you could call it player psychology. Player running across, about to drop in the trench. People in trenches will tend to carry on running or peek around the corner, and I know roughly the speed the player will travel at, so I time it in my head, boom, take the shot. An extreme example, of course, but that right there is a good demonstration of enemy prediction. Now, I'm not saying go out and try and take out targets through smoke or walls all the time, but if you can get to that level of thinking, you'll be a good player. For other situations, enemy prediction can get very complicated, and surviving in difficult situations requires a great deal of knowledge. But for the vast majority of situations you are in, it's really that simple. It's basic spawns, it's map control, and that's pretty much it, and the minimap as well. So go with basic spawns and map control. Start there, learn it, visualize it. Remember, good prediction is about world building, taking the game world in front of you and seeing where you fit into it, and figuring out how best to defeat your opponents and survive in it. That is all for today, guys. I hope this tutorial was helpful. We are going to explore this topic further. Today, I just wanted it to be easily digestible. There is much more information to cover, but if we try and do it in a single video, it's not really going to work. You guys are probably going to forget some of it, and it's going to be difficult to apply to your gameplay. So I'd rather break it down, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, guys. Please rate the video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon.